this year. That's good. So it's February, we've got a
And
conflict.
that's gonna be February, we're gonna end up moving around probably anyway, because it'll be the budget,
Yeah,
Right.
moving around for the budget.
Okay.
so, okay.
Okay, so I think that's accommodated for, Dave.
Thank you.
Okay, good point.
All right, so we
Okay.
need to approve the calendar, is that correct?
As the whole
Final.
calendar. Final calendar.
I'll entertain a motion to approve the final 2011-2012 school calendar as presented.
So moved.
Any discussion?
We need a second
Second.
still.
Oh, sorry. Any
Okay.
discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you, Ann.
Still like to change these.
I know.
Yes, me
Can't
too.
go back.
Me too.
Next year,
Why
Ann.
Maybe
not?
next year. Maybe
When
we'll
I
get
get
it
a
next
gavel,
year.
I can.
If you get a gavel before I have one, then we're gonna have a problem.
Okay, all right, Baker Adams deliberation
Yeah, I need
meetings.
to get a date, so.
And we don't have, do we have a date?
When does the,
Well.
Laura, when is the what?
The 20th.
20th.
That's
So
when they're due.
when they're due is the 20th, so it would have to be after the 20th.
Okay.
Is there a night of the week that works for people, just for Rob and Barbie? The committee gives a set of scholarships called in honor of Baker Adams, who was a lifelong resident of Georgetown. In fact, there's a nice plaque at the high school. If you walk in the door, you notice there's a plaque, and the recipients have been listed there. The committee makes the decisions and awards those scholarships. That's one of their responsibilities. So we have to have a separate meeting to review all of the applications and make decisions. Usually you get them in a packet, you then rank them, and then all of the information, then when the group meets, we figure out the top, well, usually there's 11 or 12 people, aren't there, that
Yeah.
usually receive there's like one citizen
There's a citizen
scholar,
scholar that
but then it seems that, I mean, it depends on how
Depends
much money.
Depends on the funds.
What'd they
Yeah.
say this year, I thought $20,000.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a lot of money to distribute, and they, usually you give like 5,000, sometimes 3,000, 2,500, you know, the money can be distributed. But usually it's not less than $1,000, I think, has been the lowest
Small is
scholarship.
1,000, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, we're looking for a date for that. Do you want, do you
What,
want?
what month are you talking about?
Well, after.
Well,
after
graduation's
May,
the 4th,
Graduation's the 4th.
so we need to do
something
it
the week of the.
before then, and they're due the 20th, is that?
Yeah. So it's gonna
Okay.
be the following week, probably.
So,
We need some time we have to read all of them.
oh, hold
and
on,
rank all of
they're
them.
due to, the
They're due to
applications
Laura on the 20th.
are due the 20th?
What, is that a Friday?
You'll
That's
get the
fine.
packet
Yeah.
on the 20th.
You'll get the packet on the 20th.
I will, okay, we'll receive,
With all the copies and everything and the
Yeah.
and the little
22nd.
tally
So
sheet.
The week of the
Next Friday.
20th.
Okay.
So
Next-
could,
next
maybe the
Friday.
end of the week
Next
of the
Friday.
23rd?
Yeah.
So it's the week of the 31st.
Yeah, I don't have a calendar in front of me, so.
yeah, the 30th is Memorial Day.
Yeah, we don't.
I have something on the 26th.
You have a
Do
meeting.
you want Laura to do a little poll?
School
A
committee?
straw poll?
Yeah, so it's gonna be either, we have a meeting the 26th.
Right. Well, we could do it, you wanna do it before the meeting? Could you come at 6:30?
come at-
Yeah, you know, that'll make us do it quickly.
Yeah, but that usually does take longer than.
We
No,
did it.
no,
20
because,
minutes.
because everybody gets this, reads everything, everybody does the tally page, and everybody sends the tally page to the chair, and she ranks them.
Tallies it. Okay,
Right.
She just ranks them.
okay.
And so then
And then
what
we
ends up
discuss.
happening is
We
we
just
go with
discuss.
the ranking, and then if somehow we don't agree,
Okay,
then
so
we
you want to do
adjust.
6:30?
6:30 on the
Possible.
26th?
Do you,
Is that is that Thursday?
Yep.
Thursday.
Yep.
I just want, it's not the prom or anything, right?
Thursday?
Prom is-
Nervous.
I don't have-
My
Prom's
schedule's
the
getting
20th.
like really crazy, like,
Prom's May 20th.
okay, okay, great, no
Here on
problem.
the 26th.
Well, I gotta come for the meeting anyway, so, right, so that's probably a good day. Okay.
Laura, can you post that for the 26th at 6:30? Okay.
Okay.
Um,
Do you post that, or is that,
Yes.
yeah?
Yeah.
is it, yeah.
Yeah.
What's
Right.
the average
Session.
number of applicants? Like, how many are we talking?
Last year was like 40.
It
No, we
varies,
had-
but it's
we had
somewhere
30 or
between
40.
25 and
30
40.
to 40 probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's like 5 criteria that we rank them
Yeah, I
on.
saw the criteria.
And, okay, you did see that, okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Moving on to new business, school choice 2011,
Okay, so
2012.
in your orange notes, there's a little there's a couple things for you, but there's a little summary of school choice. Each year, by law, districts have to determine whether or not they're going to accept students into the district through school choice. We can't stop children from leaving the district due to school choice, but we can determine if we're going to allow students to come in. At Georgetown, every year, Georgetown receives unsolicited applications. We get phone calls from people, getting on waiting lists. It's a nice problem to have. People that have come in for school choice have been very successful and have felt positively about their experience. The challenge that we've had the last couple of years, while, there's been, I think the committee's sense is there's been strong support for school choice as on the committee. And certainly, I've always been an advocate of it. The problem has been the space issues that we have. We have a larger class coming into the middle high school. Generally, the people are most interested in coming for school choice in those transitions, between elementary and middle, or middle and high. But we do have, I think the smallest class we're going to have, right, Peter, for next year is the junior class at like 99 children or something like that, right? Every other class is over 100 students, and in the 127 or 135 range at the high school. And then, of course, we've got this large class of 155 coming in to the middle school. So, accepting students into the middle high school, I think this year is going to be a challenge again. There are 10 students graduating, so there were 10 school choice students leaving, but then there's basically 30 more than we're used to coming into the middle school, and obviously we share the space and share the building, so it's difficult. The space is a crunch for both schools.
30
30
residents.
more residents.
Yeah, 30 more
residents,
residents
right.
coming in, and 10
Right.
choice graduating.
Last year, if you remember, we took in students only at the first and second grade levels. We had, I think, 8 students at each, and filled almost all of them, but not all of them, right, Laura? Yeah. So, looking at the elementary numbers, of course, reducing a kindergarten, first grade, third grade, and fifth grade teacher, again, I think it makes it difficult for us to accept additional students, because we thought the class sizes were reasonable, but all it takes is 2 or 3 students more from school choice, and then a couple kids who move in over the summer, and now we have classes that are no longer reasonable. I think my personal recommendation is that we're too tight to be accepting students for next year at any grade. But certainly there are some numbers that you can look at. If you have questions about that, happy to hear them.
And the other thing that we remember when we talked about the reductions that we made in K1, 3, and 5 next year, we went through a whole analysis of class size to see what it would do to class size, and I think we were
Right.
really at a level that we were okay with, but not to
That's
exceed.
my point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I do remember going through that very extensively.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but I just think that.
We don't have room.
We don't have room.
Yeah,
It's a
Yeah.
capacity
Not
issue.
with that many, no.
Yeah, well, I definitely support the superintendent's recommendation, as I have for the last few years. And I think particularly with the 6th grade class coming in, that's so large. And with the space issues and, the concern I think all of us have with trying to keep reasonable class sizes. I
Yeah.
think it really makes sense.
the only thing I would add, and again, I support the superintendent's recommendation, I absolutely agree 100%. It is going to probably again cause a decline in your school choice revenue.
Right.
Well, it absolutely
Yeah,
will.
absolutely. No question with
So-
10 choice
I
students
think-
leaving.
And again, I'll make my point
Yeah.
that I do every year, that that's not the purpose of school choice.
Agreed,
Yep.
agreed.
All right. Chair will entertain a motion to remain a school choice district but not accept school choice students for the 2011-2012 school year.
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And just so there's no confusion in the public, if the students are already here, they get
They
to
can
stay.
stay.
So this is only adding
students.
anybody new.
Right. Okay, on to school lunch prices.
You have a memo that was in your packet. Certainly I can answer any questions if you want, but essentially, we're looking, it's been 2 years since we've had a price increase. It has been a tight year for the food service, and we're looking at increasing each of the meal levels by 25 cents to $2.50 at the Pearlie School, $2.75 at Pembroke, and $3 at the high school. I will tell you that since this memo, there's been advisory that's come out from the state that the federal government is asking anyone who is under their reimbursement level to raise the price that they charge students. It doesn't impact us at the Pembroke and the high school. Our prices already are above that level of $2.46. But for Pearlie, we would be obligated to go to $2.50 or to $2.46, I suppose, by the new federal standard.
And we'll meet it if
And
we
we'll meet it
approve
if we
these.
go to $2.50.
Okay.
Get a 246, just send the parents over the edge.
Yeah.
And we
Whoever
did,
counts the money over the edge.
and we did review lunch prices at other area schools as well.
Yeah,
So
that's
You
what
have
you,
a
that's
survey,
what you
I
that
have
was,
in your.
that was something that we did talk about to make sure that we
Right.
were in line.
Right, and we won't, this will not, vault us to be the highest, we'll be right in the middle.
Right.
I have a question.
Yes.
Are you still looking at other options for foods?
Yes.
Yes.
That's what the wellness committee's been working
Yeah,
on.
but
that.
I don't mean it with the wellness committee.
Okay, what do you mean?
I mean just with Diane.
Oh, yeah, she's
Yes.
on the wellness committee.
Well, I know she is, but it's not, okay.
Yeah, no, she's actually, we have on, one of the things that we have talked to her about is having her come to talk about the changes she anticipates making. We wanted to do that after the survey results came back, but my understanding from the last conversation that I had with her is that she's already begun to add some new products like yogurt or go-gurts or something, some things like that. And the other thing that we talked about is on her menus, for her to be more specific about, like if it's a wheat bun, so, because that's one of the concerns people have is, I want my child to be eating more healthy foods. And then when she explains, well, we serve this on a wheat bun, she said her problem has been when she
Kids won't
puts
eat
it out
them.
there, the kids
Kids
see
won't
the
take
wheat
the wheat
bun, they
bun.
won't take the wheat bun. We talked about pasta, whether we serve all whole wheat pasta or we like squeeze whole wheat pasta in with some white pasta.
Oh, they won't fall for that either.
But at some point we have to strike that balance, right?
Yeah.
So if we are under the guise of the government saying you have to be working on this, then we can't just say they won't eat it. We're going to have to figure out ways to, I didn't eat some things until I tried them, and now I eat them, So sometimes it's like if we continue to, there are ways to market things. And one of the things that Diane is doing is she's going and she's looking at a couple of other places that
Yes.
have folks who are running programs that are nutritionists, basically have a nutrition background. So I know she was going to Masco. Terry gave her a name.
We're gonna go to Winchester, was another
Yeah.
place that we're
So
gonna visit.
there's no doubt about it
Okay.
that there's progress being made in
Thank
that
you.
way. But she has to balance. There's two things she has to balance. Obviously, one is how do I make enough revenue to support the program?
Right.
So she's got to sell things in order to do that, to get reimbursable meals, or who am I serving here? I mean, how do I get the kids? I think having SpongeBob's chicken patties is ridiculous, but that's what that's one of the most popular meals, probably because SpongeBob is stamped on it,
Is
So
SpongeBob stamped on it?
yeah, I don't know.
Or do
I'm
they
just
just
told they're
call it that?
SpongeBob's, whatever. But the point is that's marketing, right? And there are some things, that we can do to try out new things that maybe we haven't tried.
I should get
And I-
back on that committee.
You should be on the committee. We'd love to have
I was
you.
on it already.
We'd love to have you on it. Please
we-
come in. You'd be a great asset.
Monday night.
Monday night.
Do we know what percentage of kids are eating school lunch?
It has gone down.
Because I know Mike,
Right.
the thing that's so ironic about this conversation is like the portions are so small. I mean, my kids
They
are
are.
pretty big
The-
kids,
They are.
but they bring their lunch more and more because
Yeah.
the portions are so small. It doesn't. They don't
The
get
middle,
fulfilled.
the middle high school in particular has seen a decline this year. Now some of that probably, is related to the economy, but some of it I think are real issues that we need to examine.
That's
And in your memo, one of the things that I talked about was, maybe for example, we need to look at things like a la carte, things like salad
Right.
bars, and in doing so, maybe we need to just really
Honey
take a
straps.
look at the whole space and sort of revision what that might look like and how we might need to alter things to accommodate some of this. And I understand that, it sounds like we're spending money because we just got an override, and I'm not necessarily advocating that, but what I did mention in my memo to the committee is that in the past, I've brought in food consultants that actually do this. They go around to school food services, they analyze them, they We'll suggest to you different things that you might be able to do, both